OG Anunoby has looked phenomenal for the New York Knicks. Absolutely sensational. When he's on the floor with the Knicks, their defense looks better. The team looks more together. They just play more team ball, and it just looks great to see. But a lot of fans were wondering why the New York Knicks made that trade so quickly and so immediately. Well, thanks to an NBA insider, we now have an update on why the Knicks made this massive trade for OG Anunoby so quickly. And it has to do with one specific team looking to land Anunoby, the Indiana Pacers. We're going to break down this massive report and so much more today. So be sure you're subscribed to the channel and have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. The Pacers almost traded for OG Anunoby. That's right, another Eastern Conference teams looking to make a playoff push in the Indiana Pacers. They were looking to get OG Anunoby, looking to trade for him to add him on that roster. Who, by the way, if Anunoby was traded to the Pacers and he was on that roster, what he was doing right now for the New York Knicks, what he's currently doing and meaning for this Knicks team, he would be doing the same thing for that Pacers team. He'd have the same impact because, like the Knicks, the Pacers need a long, consistent wing, and Anunoby fits that like a glove. But it was a little bit shocking to me when the Knicks made the trade initially and how fast they made the trade. Because if you remember, when they faced Indiana, they were down a lot of players. So they didn't have enough players really to make a very competitive effort that night. So you wondered why the Knicks even made the move at that point in time, because you basically gave that game away. Well, now we know the reason according to Bleacher Report and Yahoo Sports, because here, as you can see it, the Pacers fell just shy of landing Anunoby. Before the Knicks pulled off the deal for OG, he was close to being traded to Indy. Here's what Jake Fisher states. The Pacers came just shy of acquiring the 26-year-old from the Toronto Raptors before the Knicks stepped in. And Jake Fisher notes the following in more detail. According to Fisher, the Pacers are looking to land Pascal Siakam. And according to him, if the Pacers do come away with Siakam, it will come after Indiana came just shy of landing Anunoby. Indiana made a strong push until the end of Toronto's talks with the New York Knicks to bring the Hoosiers product to Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Although it's unclear what the sticking points prevented the Pacers and the Raptors from getting over the finish line was. Even though Indiana selected versatile forward Jarice Walker in last June's lottery, the Pacers continue to consider upgrades at the 4 spot, as they have for several seasons. Shout out to Bleacher Report and Jake Fisher from Yahoo Sports for giving us this update on the New York Knicks and why they made the Anunoby trade so immediately, so fast. And you know what? If I'm the Knicks, I'm doing that every single time. Look at where the Knicks are right now. The Knicks are in a better place because they made the OG Anunoby trade. They're a better team because they made the OG Anunoby deal. So because of that, I have no issue at all with the New York Knicks trading extremely fast for OG Anunoby. And now we know the reasons why. When you have the Pacers, another Eastern Conference team who is very close to you in the standings, looking to upgrade their roster at a position of need that they need as well, you want to make the move extremely fast as well too. If the Pacers got Anunoby, they would be scary right now. Tyrese Halliburton, Anunoby, you got Miles Turner, you got Ben Mathurin over there, you got Aaron Nesmith over there as well too, a very good player off the bench. They have a good squad. That's why they're playing so well. Tyrese Halliburton is playing phenomenal. But if you're able to add an OG Anunoby to that, they might be able to vault up to where the Knicks are right now. That's the difference. And that's why the Knicks made the move. And it's a winning move. Shout out to Leon Rose. I can't hate him for anything that he's done so far because the Knicks look better after he made this move. A lot of people aren't considering this move a massive trade. But the reason it's a massive trade is because when you come to a team and you have the impact that OG's having, it becomes a massive move. And they've addressed a lot of positions of need. Again, they filled their wing spot that they've been looking for the last few seasons. They have a backup in Precious Achiuwa that they can rely on right behind Isaiah Hartenstein. You have Jericho Sims there as well too, but again, I think the Knicks feel more comfortable with Precious Achiuwa than they do with Jericho Sims, at least at this point in time. So we're going to see how this works out moving forward, But right now, it seems that backing up Isaiah Hartenstein is Precious Achiuwa. We don't have that player without this trade either. Because of this trade, we were able to fill a position of need, get more depth pieces, and if we want to, maybe down the road, use some of those depth pieces in a move for a trade for a star. That's what the New York Knicks have set themselves up for by doing this type of move. Not to mention, again, when you look at the package that the New York Knicks even got OG for, OG, Precious Achiuwa, Malachi Flynn to the New York Knicks in exchange for a devaluing asset in RJ Barrett, a player you were not going to pay in Emmanuel Quickley, and a very good, but still, second round pick from Detroit for this year. All of that for OG Anunoby. And you know why it's good? A lot of people don't understand why the deal is so good, why it's so favorable for the New York Knicks, why, in my opinion, the Knicks came out so much better and ahead than the Toronto Raptors did. Here's the main reason why. If you look at the previous package that the Pacers wanted to give up to get Anunoby, you'll understand why this deal for the Knicks is a home run. According to Bleacher Report, it's not a surprise the Pacers were in on Anunoby, as they had interest in him dating back to last season. Per ESPN's Zach Lowe, the Pacers offered Toronto 3 first-round picks, a second-round pick in exchange for Anunoby leading up to the February 2023 trade deadline. 3 first-round picks. The Raptors decided to say no to 3 first-round picks, and now this year, they settle for Emmanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett, and a second-round pick. And it's clear that the Raptors are looking to focus on younger talent and younger players versus getting picks. That's why that deal with the New York Knicks worked out. But again, the Knicks didn't have to give up any first-round picks to get OG Anunoby. And the Raptors turned down a deal from the Pacers that would have netted them 3 first-round picks. I get it. I understand. It may not seem like a lot. But in my opinion, if that was the offer on the table, the Knicks didn't have to give up any first-round picks, and they still got OG Anunoby. That is a home run deal. And honestly, looking at the trade even now, both teams have come out ahead, and both teams have won. The Raptors look good with RJ and look good with Quickley, and the Knicks absolutely love, cherish, and appreciate every single thing that OG Anunoby does from a night-to-night basis. He is one of the main reasons why the New York Knicks are winning a lot of games, and you have to be happy with that. OG and the Knicks, perfect fit. Exactly what the Knicks needed. He fills a position of need, and now the Knicks do not have to worry about going out and looking for a wing. Don't need to do that anymore. We have him. OG is him. Now, we just need to find that other piece, that next piece for this Knicks team that turns them from good to great. And they have the assets available to make that move because they have Evan Fournier remaining. They have all of their first-round picks remaining as well, too. So those two things together are going to create a star for the New York Knicks because that's going to help them bring one in. And I think, again, you know who I'm going to say, DeJounte Murray is going to be that player. But maybe they shock us. Maybe they bring somebody else in. Maybe that happens. Either way, I'm going to be smiling from ear to ear because this Knicks team has looked like one of the best Knicks teams that I have seen in my entire life. And I'm dating back to 20 plus years now. That's saying a lot. And another reason why the New York Knicks went ahead and traded for OG Anunoby, at least according to Woj here. Woj put it perfectly here when he answered a user on the app Threads. Being that the Knicks are in a tight race with the Pacers, why didn't they wait until after the Pacers game to trade RJ and Quick, according to this user? Woj stated the following. When you've been pursuing a player like OG Anunoby for as long as the Knicks have, and Toronto tells you you have a deal, you complete that trade immediately. That's the bigger picture priority. That is the best way to answer that question. When you have the player in your sights, the player that you've wanted for a number of years, a number of seasons, and he's available. He's available for what you're comfortable in giving up. And they say yes. You're going to say no? You're going to walk away? You're going to say, you know what? Let me take a couple of days and think about it before I make a decision. No. If you're a Knicks fan right now, you can't complain. All you can do is just be happy, smile from ear to ear, and just look at this Knicks team and enjoy what you're watching. I've been a fan for 20 plus years, and I can't remember the last time I've seen a team like this play this well. And here's the kicker: with this many assets still available to make another move if they want to. The Knicks, as presently constructed, is a playoff team. They add a star to this team, they're a contender. And I want to see the Knicks. I want to see the team that I grew up rooting for, that I'm still rooting for, that I always root for, become a contender, stay a contender, and become one of those teams that you talk about in the NBA that's always in the running for potentially winning a title. That's what I want. But what about you guys? What do you think about these reports that the Pacers were trying to land Anunoby, and that's the main reason why the New York Knicks pulled the trigger so fast on that trade? Let me know in the comments below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below, and of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.